for the fourth week of Advent, we are celebrating peace. Christmas is supposed to be a time full of peace, and yet it's hard for a lot of us. This world doesn't lend itself to peace very easily. And Christmas time, as much as we want to sing of a still night when there are no sounds and quiet all around, we know that their babies and newborns in mangers are not a silent scene. And we're not going to get that kind of peace, not in this crazy world. Instead, the Bible calls us to a different kind of peace. Sometimes we think of it as harmony. I think of it as a symphony. It's what happens when there are voices that are different from each other, playing different instruments and different notes at different times, but it all comes together into something bigger and something beautiful. Sometimes a symphony is quiet in its beauty. Sometimes a painting is beautiful because it's tranquil. But there are also beautiful paintings that are a riot of beautiful, contrasting color and strange shapes pressed against each other. There are symphonies that are beautiful because of the variety and diversity within. That may be the kind of peace for which we most need to hope. When Jesus spoke of peace, he said some hard things. He said, I give you peace, but it's not the peace of this world. It's a reminder that this world operates peace so often by uniformity, by coercion, by power, by taking a vote and thinking that the majority rule is enough to bring peace. But peace doesn't come that way. Jesus knew that and told us. Elsewhere, Jesus says that he comes not to bring peace at all, but a sword. That's been a very hard statement for the church over the many centuries. But let me tell you what I envision. For a Roman soldier, there are a couple of swords. Some of them are long and are used to attack. But this isn't that kind of sword. This is a short dagger. It's held by the belt, and it only is used if you've already lost your shield. A dagger is the last line of self-defense, the last line of protection when everything else has failed. And I think that tells us something about the peace that Jesus is going to bring. We know that peace requires justice. And in a perfect world, justice and fairness and openness would be enough to bring peace to everyone. But in our crazy world, in order to reach justice, in order to reach peace, we need to resist some of the powers. We need to protect the vulnerable. And Jesus gives us the kind of peace that can be used as protection so that we can keep others safe. The protection, the resistance, the dissent, the struggle against the powers are part of what it will take to bring peace to this world. Jesus gives us that kind of peace and challenges us to spend this Christmas and all of our lives protecting the vulnerable from the powers that would threaten them, protecting the weak from whatever would oppress and damage them. It will not be easy, but we are given everything it takes to bring this kind of peace to a struggling world that has yet to know justice. This Christmas, take the peace of Christ with you and use it to protect those whom God gives you, who need protection from the powers. Amen.